Hi folks, how are you doing? This is sjsrana, Surinderjit, reporting for November 10th, 2024, time about 8 p.m. IST, which is 20 hours, 100 hours uh, IST, Indian Standard Time, and about 9:30 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, which is in US New York time. So we are looking at the sun. We got a lot of different world events to report, but look at the sun. Major CMEs all across, and this is putting up pressures on the earth. As I predicted 3-4 days back, that we'll see a lot of CMEs. So a lot of topics we are going to cover to this time. So the second Sunday of the November is very special, especially in the UK. They celebrate it as the Remembrance Day for the fallen soldiers in World War One and World War Two. Ever since 1946, it's been celebrated officially as Remembrance Day on Sunday, and that would have all the major dignitaries, high-level officials, including the PM and the King, the monarch king, and the Queen will be gathering together to commemorate the Remembrance Day. So we'll see a lot of other events as well. We'll go on it. So the sun, as you can see, it's basically putting a lot of CMEs towards the earth. So prepare for it. Now, so now let's discuss and talk about what we have lying ahead, and I'm just going to go with the first thing, which is my personal disclaimer on all these things going on, because this site has been maintained for very long. Racist, fascist, imposters, trespassing morons, which are spreading lies, misinformation about me. So I keep repeating this part that I've never taken anything. sjsrana has never taken anything from India racist, fascist, rapist, impersonators, thugs, delivery agents. Many of them are trespassing morons also. They trespass anywhere, and they're also siding with the devils of India. So all these things which are there are going to them. Topics which I'm covering are always posting on my oneworldpress.org site. You can see in front of your screen that I am sharing that snapshot, that this is on the site where I'm sharing all these articles. So you can always take a look. You can go back past 14 years. Yep, I've been reporting chief editor-in-chief for this site for last 14 years, folks. And I've been basically doing is, it's like a keeping journal, a logbook of the planet Earth. So I'm maintaining that sort of logbook. So people wonder why I have to report, why I'm doing all this. It is to serve the humanity, to give them the light where they are headed and where they are facing the devils and the spiritual devil war ongoing. So last 14 years there is a spiritual war now going on, and that spiritual war has ended. And though it will continue in the background, but now it's taken the world war front. So that's what I want to tell you. This revelation, I have revealed it 14 years ago also, lot many times. Now I'm revealing the spiritual war has almost ended. Spiritual war will continue in the background now. In the foreground now you will see the world war as I predicted in October 2019 under the hashtag MAY 2020 WW3. Yeah, you can check back on Google, on archives, wherever you'll find these articles were there, and still there on my oneworldpress.org site. However, since the World War III has begun, as I predicted in 2020, WW3 will begin in the month of May. As you can see, there were pathogens, a lot of calamities were ongoing, and the pathogens, COVID-19, whatnot, were killing people. A lot of fatalities were reported across the globe. So the fatalities are there as a lesson to teach to the humanity, to the world, that better stay on the right track. Don't follow the wrong track, or else everything will fall in the gorge. So the right track is the track of truth, truthfulness, truthful living, and be on the side of the goodness, compassionate grounds and on a good ground. Don't follow the deceitful people or have the company of deceitful, deceptive people, people who are belligerent liars, pathological liars. Don't follow them. Don't be in company of that people, or else you will be also getting maligned. And the Mother Nature wrath is next. So, folks, let's take a look what happened during the election. Yes, just before election day, which was on November 5th, 2024, as you are aware, 2 days before, 3 days before, all my accounts were hijacked. So my accounts, which I have listed here, you can see on the screen: FB, .com sjsrana 555 and trust one must and Instagram sjsrana. So all these accounts were hijacked just before the election, 2 days before the election. So you'll be surprised why 2 days before, because they didn't want me to speak the truth or tell what is going on and who will be the president. Because I told you, I'll predict the president and I'll tell you beforehand. And but before I could do that in the open, you can say freedom of speech, the state-sponsored terrorism of India nexus with the Mark Zuckerberg organization, Criminal Cronies, who is running a lot of social media portals, the hijacking portals, which is Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. That will be stopped now, and his media portals will be split because he's becoming all in all in social media. And that is never allowed by US administration. So I'll tell you, I predicted that Mark Zuckerberg will be facing wrath now, and his all the social media giants, the hijacking technique will be now hijacked by other people now. So because he has become belligerent, just like following criminal cronies, and that's how he could dare and hijack the account of human rights. So Mark Zuckerberg organization Criminal Cronies hijacked my account. This is front on the face of human rights, that these people have become so belligerent devils that they can hijack any account and they are running social media. These people should not run a social media, then they should have a private organization where they should not have anybody sign in on a social media. If it's a social media, if they're earning through the ads, advertisements, and whatnot, then they cannot just become a hijacker of the account. They cannot hijack. So if they are hijacking, then folks who are still on that on the social media of Zuckerberg, then they are also siding with the devils, because he has a devil plain sight. He has a devil plan ahead. Anyways, folks, my topic was that this happened, but there are a lot of other players, key players in the world, which are trying to subdue, or they're trying to subvert, or they're trying to suppress the voices which are telling the truth. Recently, as you're aware, the Trump True Social Media, yeah, that's a meme, and that's some basically a little organization right now, media outlet, which is under the name of True Social Media, has come to limelight after Trump won election, and now you can see it's skyrocketing. The shares are skyrocketing, and the company has come to limelight. And that's what Trump intended, and so is Twitter, which is Elon Musk. So the Elon Musk Twitter, which is now known as X, formerly X, the X is a site where people can speak truth and they'll not be under gag order or hijacked. So is the Donald Trump, who will become president very soon now, his true social media site. But guys, we got to be very careful by Mark Zuckerberg devil's agenda. This Mark Zuckerberg virus is spreading all across the world, and he's trying to hijack, he's trying to monopolize, he's trying to manipulate the data, the information, massage the information, and present to the world. So Mark Zuckerberg virus is a very, very lethal virus now. As I can see, if he can hijack my account, where I'm reporting for truth and for the world people, I'm not asking anything in favor. I'm only returning favor to the planet Earth, and I'm trying to unearth the devils. And one of the foremost devil which is coming in my mindset now, after Trump has won, the devils will be basically wiped off, and the Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be wiped off. His accounts, his social media platform has to be split in many pieces. First thing that the US administration is going to do under Trump. And secondly, the Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be curtailed. And the others, alternative social media like True Social Media of Trump, which is another social media gaining, and Elon Musk's social media, which is X, must be promoted all across. And Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be abandoned. He is a bandit who is now going to launch Meta, and his virtual reality of Meta is also going to be something which is a devil. It will enter in your head, it will enter in your mindset, and it will malign your mindset just like Zuckerberg is. So the devil of Zuckerberg has to be curtailed now, folks. This is our agenda. And I'm directly confronting him because he is the person who has been exposed by God that he's a devil after he has hijacked my account. So whosoever does all these things, it's a direct hand of God saying, you have a battleground with the devil. So now the world has a battleground with virus of Mark Zuckerberg, his social media virus, where he's been seen promoting pornographic images, semi-nude females images in all his face. So first come first, I'm sharing some of my front yard views and rare sightings. At about 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, I had some momentarily work outside. So as you can spot me over here, basically trying to gather some stuff from my car, which I left. Now, other thing is which around here in my neighborhood, as I've been telling all along, a lot of things which are untowards, which are different, which doesn't make sense, goes along, and it's basically more. I've been exposing the human trafficking, the sex trafficking empire industry of India, which has been basically constantly active around this region, which I have been reporting a lot of things which are not right, and some of the things which have come basically as in favor for me, but they never come and meet me because fearful of truth. They have been running the biggest enterprise of deceit, deception, and grabbing, hijacking things around. So as you can see, I have this person visiting, a service engineer for my water RO system. So he had come at that time while I was out. So that's one thing. But as I continue with the part of how these neighborhood has turned into the devil's hand by the All India Sex Trafficking Agency is enormous. So they have been running a lot of covert tactics around, and they've been running a lot of agendas. Specifically, I have been telling all along that there is an agenda which is quite popular here, and specifically which I have seen is basically running through or hijacking with the people and the person who want to meet. Specifically, I've seen for me who have come, they have basically redirected, routed them, detoured, and they have captured them sooner or later. And the reason is the state-sponsored terrorism mixed with a lot of human trafficking elements, because the sex trafficking industry of India is very powerful, and if anybody is trying to revolt, anybody is trying to tell that these people are doing the sex trafficking, they are met with a very staunch results and outcome, and where the state-sponsored terrorism also get involved in it. As you're aware, you already know what is going on at Calcutta. The Calcutta doctor revolts is already going on past more than more than 100 days, and this is not stopping. There is no end to it because they still see the sex trafficking industry very powerful in India. And the result of sex trafficking was the brutal murder and rape of that doctor lady in working in inside the hospital. So where is the safety if it's not inside the hospital? And hospital not a place where people can come and do some sort of mischief or notorious activities, because it's the matter of life and death in hospital. So this was very strange event which occurred, and it has shaken all across India. But the thing is, main topic which the whole incident or the whole federal investigation agency is not covering is the sex trafficking industry of India. So basically, the doctor murder was direct consequence of sex trafficking industry. So whenever females of India resist or try to revolt against the sex trafficking industry of India, the doctor brutal murder is the outcome, and that's what they are trying to show up. The India sex trafficking agencies and agents are trying to show to the whole world, and especially India females, that this is the result, this is the outcome you'll get if you try to resist, revolt, and expose our sex trafficking industry of India. This is the reason why I keep myself very isolated here in the neighborhood, because you never know next door who could be a rapist, racist, fascist, beggar, devil, and a hijacking person or involved in some sex trafficking agency of India. So I always keep myself isolated from them, don't get mingled up with them, because many of them are seen picking up deliveries of females and whatnot. So that's quite popular, and always I've seen a lot of strangers around my neighborhood, and this I don't keep a track because I really get time to see what's going around. I have my personal work day and night. I'm busy with that. As you can see, I'm pulling up my main speakers of the car. These are heavy duty speakers which I'm going to do some little bit of repairing. So there was some little wire disconnect with that internal wire, and which I'm going to repair today. So anyways, folks, as you can see, I don't talk to people, and those delivery agents, the sex devils, do always vanish. Whenever these delivery agents are seen, when there, when I'm outside, they'll be vanishing. Every time they vanish for past 1 year. They simply disappear because they cannot face the truth, and they are the agent of deceit and deception. They're only delivering deliveries to the racist, faces, rapist devils of India. So they could be in the neighborhood, they could be somewhere around, or they could be strangers. But these racist, faces, devils will be picking up those things, which I'm talking about here. World leadership is aware what's going around here, the monkey business. So, folks, as you can see, I keep repeating and I keep showing up some of these glimpses so that you are aware that where these delivery agents are basically nexus with state-sponsored terrorism and racist faces, rapist devils of India. Okay, now we jump back to the topic of Remembrance Day, which is the every time second Sunday of the month of November. As you can see, there's a lot of commotion and there's a lot of gathering on the street where they commemorate this Remembrance Day. It has been observed ever since 1946 officially, and this has been the routine for giving the regards and remembering those fallen soldiers and those who have served the army, navy, and the British army ever since there was World War One and World War Two. In World War Two, as you are aware, there was a lot of events which were quite popular across the world. Even the U.S. celebrates the Remembrance Day for the Victory Day for World War Two, and also Russia celebrates as a Victory Day as well. So all these nations who were allies, known as allies, they participated together to ward off Germany offense and whatnot, even Japan offense. So they celebrate Victory Day for remembrance of those soldiers who have taken part in the World War One, World War Two, and those fallen soldiers. So this has been continuing for a long time, and it's been considered as one of the very sacred or a very special day for the armed forces of UK, and they have been now, since it's not anymore under the monarch, it's like not under the king, but king directly has the influence over the government, so that's there. And King Charles has attended this, and even we could see Princess Kate. She was also seen on the top balcony as she was trying to take a look and pay her respect to the fallen soldiers and those who have dedicated their life fighting the war, World War One and World War Two. Those soldiers as well. So this is quite eventful. Even the PM PM Stammer was there as well. And the Remembrance Day is coming at a time when UK is not ready for the war, and the US is not at some resolution what it's going to do, because as you are aware, President Trump has been elected back, and he will be the 47th president of the US. And so far, in all his discussions and discourse, even in the primaries, he has not given a full assurance that he will continue with the war. In fact, he has been saying that he'll end the war. So how he'll end the war is another ball game, which we will see in his first 100 days. But for now, UK is not sure if US is going to 100% support, because the Biden administration has something different on the view of the war with Ukraine, Russia. However, the President Trump has a different outlook. So this is going to be some dilemma which PM Stammer of UK was going to look forward for, which way the things are going to roll now. As you can see on the view graph on your screen, King Charles has been given the respect or the honor to the fallen soldiers by laying the wreath on the stone, which has been there since 1946, has been observed again and again every second Sunday of the November. So this is quite a day, and it's also called D-Day at many times, the glorious day, and the D-Day was very popular at the Normandy beach in France, where the U.S. Allied forces landed. It's called the D-Day, and they had landed on the beach of Normandy, France. That's where the revolution started. Now we're going to cover back a little bit of the Middle East conflict, which has been going on for some time now. But this is now escalating to a very high level as Iran has warned, especially the Israel, that it could seek nuclear weapons if it faces the existential threat. So Iran has been very particular, and as I've been telling you all along, Iran does possess capability to make nuclear weapons within a week. Yes, Iran has the capabilities; it can enrich its uranium to above 90% for the, which is called the weapon grade uranium, and perhaps it may be also having plutonium. But Iran has enough uranium right now to run at least 200 to 400 warheads. It can make 200 to 400 warheads, and if it likes to, it has enough uranium. It also has plutonium, but right now the plutonium is not at the stage where they want to enrich. Uranium they do have because they are using that for peaceful purpose, also for proper generation and for other purposes. So that's where Iran is posing a little threat. Also, we have seen recently Iran has launched ballistic missiles over the Israel, and some of the ballistic missiles, 10%, 15%, did land and did hit the target. But majority of the the missiles from Iran were basically uh, captured by the Iron Dome. So is the case with Iran when Israel launched its offensive just few days ago on October 27th onwards, then Iran air defense was very effective, and it would ward off at least 70% of the Israel missiles. Now, looking at the scenario, folks, what does Iran has in the hand in terms of range if it has to deliver some sort of payload? So, as you can see, it's listed here. The last stage, the fifth stage of ballistic missile is Iran is possessing right now can cover the area of 2,000 kilometer. Yep, from the launch state, it can go very well deep into the Israel, as well as it can reach the Egypt. So it covers the whole range. You can see it's covering Turkey. The eastern side is covering the India, and it's covering almost half of the India. So Iran has developed capabilities of high-stage ballistic missile. Also, you will be amazed is Iran is also possessing technology of ballistic missile with hypersonic speed. Yep, they have hypersonic speed capabilities also, which is another big ball game into the whole dynamics of defense Israel, which is Iron Dome from the Israel. So if Iran tomorrow has to launch offensive, I tell you for Israel, it will still be a very big game. It's not an easy piece of target or elimination like Syria or like Lebanon. Iran has a different ball game. So Israel and Iran both are contemplating now if they have to go to the next stage of war. And we'll see how Trump administration will handle this part because now from January onwards 2025, Trump will be leading the presidency of the US. Okay, folks, another big event which took place was the revolution of Spain. They gathered at Valencia and they had a massive protest. More than 130,000 people protested from all branches, ranks of government also, and they directly protested against the cops. They had a direct confrontation with cops, and they had a clear message in their mind which they want to tell to the government that the government of Spain did not come to their rescue with the massive flooding. Which is, I am telling you, it's just a trailer. The movie has yet to come because I've already predicted hashtag MAY 2025 END. So you can see this is the stage right now. What will happen when MAY 2025 END, as I predicted, will hit them, because that's going to be the major water disasters all across the world. Spain, Europe, everybody will find major disasters of water, and also all across subcontinent South Asia will also see the same occurring towards the United States. So what's going to happen then? People are fed up right now. You can see there was massive protest. They launched stones. They launched some mocktail, whatnot, at cops of Spain, and they are preparing further for more revolts and more protests. So another event for November 10th, which we have to see and we look forward in India especially, was the retirement of a very revered and renowned Chief Justice for India, which was Chandrachud. Mr. Chandrachud, respected Honorable Chandrachud, had has taken as a retirement of November 10th, 2024, the day. He was very celebrated Justice of Supreme Court, and he had delivered landmark decisions during his tenure, and there were 10 most important landmark judgments from him, but I have covered three mostly, which were to me are a mega scale judgment from him. One has been on the free speech, and which is mostly on the privacy, that there is a right to privacy for the people. And secondly was the Ayodhya land dispute, which he resolved marvelously. And the third verdict was the Sabamala, the temple where the females could go and have their obeisance be paid, or they can do their sort of rituals at the temple. So that was the third main verdict which I would count from him. He is a celebrated justice of India. So same thing on November 10th, we are also going to discuss another major event which will take place. The Trump administration, or the Trump, will be releasing some draft. He would be finishing some draft for what he's going to do achieve in 100 days, first 100 days of Trump. So he's going to lay out some plan now, and which we can see him finishing on Sunday, November 10th. So that is another major event which is going to come out, and I have laid out some of his plan which I think he's going to cover up in his 100 days plan. So first come first 100 days of Trump in the office. I think first thing he's going to do is for this free speech. He's going to open up the avenues for free speech, where people can practice free speech and they'll not be facing the censorship. And in that accord, he's also going to tackle the Zuckerberg virus. Yep, the Zuckerberg Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, which is running like a criminal crony now, and he's siding up with the nexus of devils across the world, the leadership of devils, and he's doing arbitrary, hijacking of accounts, suspension of accounts, which is going to be tackled very soon after the Trump declares free speech and he tackles Zuckerberg virus. So second thing we're going to look at it, the tariff. He's going to raise tariffs on the foreign companies in the US, or the US companies which are taking the business outside. So he's going to raise tariffs on that. That is the second thing we'll see. Third thing he's going to do is sanctions, to look at retake visit on the sanctions on Russia, China, and India ever since they have been supporting the war of Ukraine. Even the North Korea is sending the troops to the Russian borders to fight with Ukraine is another aspect. But that given a fact that will Trump allow the war to continue, because he has been promising all along that he'll end the war. So we'll see who is going to do that. And then fourth thing we're also going to look at is how. So next is immigration reforms that is going to come. He'll strengthen the DHS, ICE, and the other thing is the border patrol. So that he's going to look at it. So CBP, the border patrol agency. So he's going to strengthen that, because he doesn't like to have the illegal immigrants trespass into the U.S. And the fifth, last but not the least, is a major event where he's going to be basically strengthening up and giving more powers to the to the authorities who do the catch of the illegal immigrants. But the policy of catch and release of immigrant policy, illegal immigrants catch and release, has been the major focal point of Donald Trump. He doesn't like this catch and release philosophy. He doesn't like that process. For him, he says if you catch them, you have to basically deport them. So for him, he'll change. It's going to the paradigm shift from catch and release to catch and deport. So he's going to say to catch and deport. So there's no going to be catch and release policy. His policy will be catch and deport. Simple policy, simple as that, folks. So now coming back, what Donald Trump is going to do for the Facebook, as you can see in 2020, Facebook had basically done a lot of bad work with the Donald Trump presidency, because when he was fighting his presidency, his posts, his whole complete Facebook profile was deleted, obliterated by Mark Zuckerberg in 2020, just so that he could not influence his voter or the US citizens or spread the message. Mark Zuckerberg virus. Yep, he's a virus. Mark Zuckerberg virus simply obliterated Donald Trump page from Facebook. He was restricted, and he did the manipulation algorithm. So manipulation algorithm in the Facebook, that Donald Trump page would Donald Trump pages will not reach the right candidates or a lot of US citizens. He would do some algorithm in the back. So these tactics they deploy. These cunning people, the devious devils, deploy this technique that they alter the social media site itself. So you may not get a lot of viewers, or you may get very less followers, or very less visitation to your site. All this can be managed by some algorithm. And Mark Zuckerberg virus, that's why I call him a virus. Mark Zuckerberg virus is famous for that. He basically tweaks the algorithms of the Facebook for one personality to other personality to third personality. And at the highest level, they hijack the complete account, which they call suspend. And they don't give the reasons for suspension. They don't give the right reasons. They don't have the arbitrary, you can say, the tribunal where it's going to be tried, that on what court they are basically policing the human rights activist account, or like Donald Trump, political figures. They don't give that, sort of complete details. They will just say your account has been suspended. Basically, they say it has been hijacked. Instead of saying hijacked, the Facebook says your account has been suspended, or Instagram account, or maybe Threads account. So this Zuckerberg virus is going to be a hell going forward, because he's basically taking over all over the social media. He's on Instagram, which is one of another social media platform which is catering to lot of young generation. Then he has Threads. Then he also have the Facebook. And he's also developing the Meta, which is virtual reality. That again is going to be another big angle. So folks, Donald Trump will take a iron hand on Zuckerberg. It's very important, and this Zuckerberg virus has to be stopped. I had predicted long ago. I've been predicted after he hijacked my account before US election, 2-3 days before. Can you imagine? He hijacked my account. So Zuckerberg virus has to be put to an end. And Donald Trump at one point has says, will send Mark Zuckerberg to the jail till end of his life. So that's what treatment must be given to such devils who basically steal the viewership, or basically when the president elections are run, they basically put you towards the algorithm where very less views can be seen, because the page is not displayed to you again and again. It has been basically obscured and sort of obscured and obfuscated. So that algorithms can be tweaked or can be managed and can be deployed. So Mark Zuckerberg virus has done it again and again, and it is time for punishing Mark Zuckerberg now. Hi folks, how are you doing? This is your favorite host sjsrana reporting for November 9th at about 700 hours IST India Standard Time, so which is 7 a.m. India Standard Time. So this is November 9th, and as you know, I've been reporting you almost daily now, as for US elections were high on the pitch, and also on the world events of World War III ongoing, which is Russia-Ukraine war, Israel, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, sort of all these coming together. So these were main focus now, and basically we are looking at the sun right now, which is directly facing Earth. And as I predicted you 2 days ago, that there will be a lot of CMEs, major CMEs X-class, directed towards the planet Earth. Yes, folks, it has to come. A lot of state-sponsored terrorism is ongoing, so the sun has to do some terrorism also. When you see India having state-sponsored terrorism all around, innocent saints. Have decided the US president should be Donald Trump. So, folks, before I complete my coverage, this is my third coverage for the day because it's election special, and we're going to do some digging in. We're going to do some analysis. That's why I'm breaking up into three pieces. I've already covered two pieces today, and this is going to be some other dimension of the US election, how it's going to impact the people now and the world. So before I begin, as usual, I always have my personal disclaimer. So you can see I put it on my website, onewordpress.wordpress.com, which I'm running for almost 14 years, serving the humanity with a lot of insights, lot of future predictions, and a lot of Mother Nature wrath, which has to be averted or which they must be careful about. So as a personal disclaimer, I say sjsrana has never taken anything from in form of any way, which is cash, money, visa, international visa, bounties, car, vehicle. Yeah, no car, no vehicle, no property, nothing from the racist, fascist, devil's delivery agents of India, which have been serving constantly, relentlessly the. So in this November 9th, 2024 podcast video of mine, I'm going to cover some other topics, which is we are taking away and off from the US elections 2024 and the Republicans having a landslide victory. We are also going to delve into other major issues ongoing in the world, which even Trump has to deal with now, which is Russia-Ukraine war and NATO included, also Israel, Hamas, Hezbollah war. So all these topics which I'm covering are always posting on my oneworldpress.org site. You can see in front of your screen that I am sharing that snapshot, that this is on the site where I'm sharing all these articles. So you can always take a look. You can go back past 14 years. Yep, I've been reporting chief editor-in-chief for this site for last 14 years, folks. And I've been basically doing is it's like keeping journal, a logbook of the planet Earth. So I'm maintaining that sort of logbook. So people wonder why I have to report, why I'm doing all this. It is to serve the humanity, to give them the light where they are headed and where they are facing the devils and the spiritual devil war ongoing. So last 14 years there is a spiritual war now going on, and that spiritual war has ended. And though it will continue in the background, but now it's taken the world war front. So that's what I want to tell you. This revelation, I have revealed it 14 years ago also, lot many times. Now I'm revealing the spiritual war has almost ended. Spiritual war will continue in the background now. In the foreground now, you will see the world war as I predicted in October 2019 under the hashtag MAY 2020 WW3. Yeah, you can check back on Google, on archives, wherever you'll find these articles were there and still there on my oneworldpress.org site. However, since the World War III has begun, as I predicted in 2020, WW3 will begin in the month of May. As you can see, there were pathogens, lot of calamities were ongoing, and the pathogens, COVID-19, whatnot, were killing people. A lot of fatalities were reported across the globe. So the fatalities are there as a lesson to teach to the humanity, to the world, that better stay on the right track. Don't follow the wrong track, or else everything will fall in the gorge. So the right track is the track of truth, truthfulness, truthful living, and be on the side of the goodness, compassionate grounds and on a good ground. Don't follow the deceitful people or have the company of deceitful, deceptive people who are belligerent liars, pathological liars. Don't follow them. Don't be in company of that people, or else you will be also getting maligned. And the Mother Nature wrath is next. So, folks, let's take a look what happened during the election. Yes, just before election day, which was on November 5th, 2024, as you are aware, 2 days before, 3 days before, all my accounts were hijacked. So my accounts, which I have listed here, you can see on the screen: fb.com sjsrana 555 and trust one must, and Instagram sjsrana. So all these accounts were hijacked just before the election, 2 days before the election. So you'll be surprised why 2 days before, because they didn't want me to speak the truth or tell what is going on and who will be the president, because I told you I'll predict the president and I'll tell you beforehand. But before I could do that in the open, you can say freedom of speech, the state-sponsored terrorism of India, nexus with the Mark Zuckerberg organization, Criminal Cronies, who is running a lot of social media portals, the hijacking portals, which is Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. That will be stopped now, and his media portals will be split, because he is becoming all in all in social media, and that is never allowed by US administration. So I'll tell you, I predicted that Mark Zuckerberg will be facing wrath now, and his all the social media giants, the hijacking technique will be now hijacked by other people now. It's because he has become belligerent, just like following criminal cronies, and that's how he could dare and hijack the account of human rights. So Mark Zuckerberg organization, Criminal Cronies, hijacked my account. This is front on the face of human rights, that these people have become so belligerent devils that they can hijack any account, and they are running social media. These people should not run a social media. Then they should have a private organization where they should not have anybody sign in on a social media. If it's a social media, if they are earning through the ads, advertisements, and whatnot, then they cannot just become a hijacker of the account. They cannot hijack. So if they are hijacking, then folks who are still on that on the social media of Zuckerberg, then they are also siding with the devils, because he has a devil plan sight. He has a devil plan ahead. Anyways, folks, my topic was that this happened, but there are a lot of other players, key players in the world, which are trying to subdue, or they're trying to subvert, or they're trying to suppress the voices which are telling the truth. Recently, as you're aware, the Trump True Social Media, yeah, that's a meme, and that's some basically a little organization right now, media outlet, which is under the name of True Social Media, has come to limelight after Trump won election, and now you can see it's skyrocketing. The shares are skyrocketing, and the company has come to limelight. And that's what Trump intended, and so is Twitter, which is Elon Musk. So the Elon Musk Twitter, which is now known as X, formerly X, the X is a site where people can speak truth, and they'll not be under gag order or hijacked. So is the Donald Trump, who will become president very soon now, his True Social Media site. But guys, we got to be very careful by Mark Zuckerberg devil's agenda. This Mark Zuckerberg virus is spreading all across the world, and he's trying to hijack, he's trying to monopolize, he's trying to manipulate the data, the information, massage the information, and present to the world. So Mark Zuckerberg virus is a very, very lethal virus now. As I can see, if we can hijack my account, where I'm reporting for truth and for the world people, I'm not asking anything in favor. I'm only returning favor to the planet Earth, and I'm trying to unearth the devils. And one of the foremost devil which is coming in my mindset now, after Trump has won, the devils will be basically wiped off, and the Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be wiped off. His accounts, his social media platform has to be split in many pieces. First thing that the US administration is going to do under Trump. And secondly, the Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be curtailed. And the others, alternative social media like true social media of Trump, which is another social media gaining, and Elon Musk's social media, which is X, must be promoted all across. And Mark Zuckerberg virus has to be abandoned. He is a bandit who is now going to launch Meta, and his virtual reality of Meta is also going to be something which is a devil. It will enter in your head, it will enter in your mindset, and it will malign your mindset just like Zuckerberg is. So the devil of Zuckerberg has to be curtailed now, folks. This is our agenda. And I'm directly confronting him because he is the person who has been exposed by God that he's a devil after he has hijacked my account. So whosoever does all these things, it's a direct hand of God saying, you have a battleground with the devil. So now the world has a battleground with virus of Mark Zuckerberg, his social media virus, where he's been seen promoting pornographic images, semi-nude females images in all his Facebook. You can see it will be promoted all the time. Even some child pornography has been seen in past, but now after the US administration has directly intervened, the Congress, the high-headed Congress committee, which asks Zuckerberg what he's doing to prevent these images surfacing, and those young females and girls and even boys who are under 18 are getting exposed to Mark Zuckerberg virus of basically exposing nude and semi-nude pictures, posts on Facebook, on Instagram openly. So folks, that's something which the world has to pay attention now, and I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident Donald Trump with Elon Musk intelligence is going to do a lot of wonders in the world. The best benefit world has got is the Elon Musk has sided with Donald Trump. So I predicted 15 days ago, you can go and check my site, check my YouTube post on October 14th. I have already predicted that Elon Musk has endorsed Donald Trump. And since Elon Musk has endorsed Donald Trump, I told that the victory is already seen. Because Elon Musk is something a gift to the humanity and to planet Earth. With his vision, with his farsightedness, and what he is trying to achieve is marvelous. And he is also not a person who is going to side with devil. He is basically staying ahead of his course, and he is also very watchful of that he doesn't follow the path of devils. Just like in past, like the best example you have is Mark Zuckerberg, the sex devil. The sex devil of Mark Zuckerberg is known to the world. I don't want to call him a pedophile or a sex maniac like Diddy Combs, or he's sex trafficking females like Diddy Combs, but I know what he's doing. I know everything. I don't need a CCTV camera. I don't need intelligence of Dovell of India to unearth what is going on. I can see from here. The dirty tactics of India Dovell secret agency is well known to the world. How Dovell is acting as a right arm to state-sponsored terrorism is also known. I've already now unearthed him. And because he's directly confronting with saints, innocents, his part is to do a duty to the nation of India to basically run intelligence for criminal cronies or terrorists or this organization. But if Dovell intelligence is basically trying to subjugate, suppress saints, innocents, and the original personality as sjsrana, he's trying to devise schemes, tactics, tricks, sex trafficking around my neighborhood and whatnot, surveillance 24/7. Then this is not going to be the right thing. And he's aware of what I'm talking about. He has run 24/7 surveillance on me all the time. The intelligence of India and state-sponsored terrorism. They are always running that. I don't know for what reason. I'm not involved with any personalities, any person. I don't have any gathering. I don't follow. Whatever I do, I speak on the YouTube. I also tell you on my worldpress.com site. I already tell you that there's nothing hidden about me. I'm the person who is the most you can say exposing himself person, and still they have 24 by surveillance over me. What a disgrace India government is becoming. So unauthorized surveillance and extrajudicial surveillance is always a state-sponsored terrorism agenda, and it's always like a Hitler. So whenever a state is seen, I7 intelligence, I5 intelligence is aware that they always run 24 by surveillance over me. Whenever innocent saints are surveillance by a state, by government, then you must call that government a Hitler government. No matter how white robe they are wearing, how much white clothes they are wearing, they are always Hitler government. They are always state-sponsored terror. Their terrorist state-sponsored terrorism is there because they are surveilling saints. They are surveillancing innocents day and night, and trying to see how we can malign that person. Why do this surveillance? Why they have 24 by surveillance over me? Because they want to gather the intelligence, and then they say, okay, on this time the person was not there, this time he was there, then let's put him under a blame. Let's implicate him under false cases. That's why they do it. So they can implicate me anytime in any false case, I tell you folks. Even though everybody is aware, I live my very peaceful, isolated life or spiritual life. And basically because I don't want to get intermingled with people in India most. Because 8 out of every 10 India population is downright corrupt, mostly morally, ethically bankrupt and pathological liars. So I stay away folks. As you can say on your view graph, you can see I'm basically leaving today on November 9th. November 8th at about 12:15 p.m. 12:15 p.m. India Standard Time, or you can call 12:15 hours IST, India Standard Time, folks. So as I keep maintaining my log, because there are a lot of imposters, impersonators, thugs, scammers around my neighborhood, strangers many times. They come and like a devil, they will be around, and they will grab something from here, which is basically the bounties, cash, car, international visa, money, lottery. They'll grab and they'll run away. They are not from here. They'll come for temporary, just like a dacoit, just like a thief enters to your house. He's not here to stay. The thief or dacoit are not here to stay. They're only there to temporary for about few hours or few minutes and rob your things and run away. So when you see in your shop there's a dacoit, there's a thief, he'll only come for few minutes. He'll stay there, he'll rob, and he'll run away. So now I7 intelligence, I5 intelligence, and world leadership, including Putin from Russia, presidency from China, and right now Biden administration, former next will be the Trump administration. They're all aware. They're all aware what I'm talking. Over here, people have come like a thief, like a dacoit, and be around here for a few minutes, take away the bounties, like a thug, like a scammer, like a dacoit, like a burglar, and run away. So they don't stay here for long, folks. That's what I want to tell you. So people, I'm giving you that glimpse so that you can understand what kind of scammers, India scammers were scamming world leadership daily. The thugs, the impersonators, the trespassing morons, most of them trespassing morons, they were basically thugging, and a lot of them were also under state-sponsored terrorism agenda. So folks, again, as you can see, at the night time of about 2100 hours IST India Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. on November 8th, Friday, November 8th. You can see I'm coming from my errands. I had some important work to complete, so I'm returning back home, and I'm trying to park my car now. So as you can see, I'm about to close the gates, and I'm in my residence now. And no thugs, no scammers, no trespassing morons can be seen. The devils all run away. When I'm here, when I'm entering my house, or I'm outside of my house, you can see the devils run away, because devils, the trespassing morons of India, that the state-sponsored terrorism, trespassing morons or devils, sex devils, you can say the rapist will only come, will be seen around my neighborhood when I'm not seen. So because they fear the truth, the devils fear the truth. The devil have a fear about the saints or the saintly people. That's the reason why devil are never facing directly saints, because they don't have that leverage. The leverage that comes to saints and to innocent people of the truthful life, they don't have the leverage. They are at the bottomless pit, and these devils only come as a beggar, as a rapist, as a racist fascist rapist, or as a trespassing moron, or as a beggar. The India is famous. India has a lot of beggars population. India is famous for that. That India beggars population is huge. It is running in millions and millions, perhaps 10 million or 15 millions, which are evident beggars, which are like you can see on street. But I tell you, the begging is in tendency in the DNA of many Indians. Because I keep telling you, 8 out of 10 India population is downright corrupt, mostly morally, ethically bankrupt, pathological liars with exceptional hate crime against humanity to tellers and sjsrana. That's why you don't see people following me. Have you seen any Indian people following me on my YouTube, on my Facebook, or my other accounts? Now Facebook is suspended, but any other accounts you'll never find them. Why? Because they fear the truth. Why would they follow me? They have a follower. They have already a guru, which India has already accepted as a guru, is Gurmat Ram Rahim. So Gurmat Ram Rahim, who is a convict of rape of at least two disciples, but there were many hundreds others, which the females didn't have guts to come forward because of the terrorism, to report that yes, he has raped or he has molested. But that's how it runs in India. You can find people like Gurmat Ram Rahim, millions of Indian followers, but the saints and the true people, you will not find them as a followers. That's what India is, folks. You have to look all around. So another topic on the world stage, which is currently running November 9th, 2024, is the dispute between the Canada government and the India government. Basically, the Canada government has labeled India government as basically sponsoring violence campaign in Canada, and they have credible evidence. Also, they have I-7 intelligence. So the leadership of India is basically now running away or hiding away here and there because they cannot challenge the I-7 intelligence. And Canada, especially the PM Trudeau, has directly labeled Amit Shah government, Amit Shah, which is a union minister in India, and also the criminal cronies, diplomats networking in Canada for deploying the criminal cronies and agents, and also the plan to kill and murder the Canadian citizen. So Canada government has directly labeled India government behind the scene running the campaign of violence in Canada, and basically hiring hitmen. Yep, the India government has been directly labeled by US as well as by Canada that they are hiring hitmen to kill people, to kill the Canadian citizen and to kill US citizen. So you can understand what kind of double standards India is following. On the one side, they display the Modi face as a old gentleman who is basically vouching for peace and yoga across the world. On the other hand, the double face of India is basically running criminal campaign in US and the Canada. Even the FBI agents of the US has labeled India government directly responsible for hiring a hitman to kill a US citizen. So the Canada government has already indicted a lot of India agents, secret agents. They've already have a charge sheet who had been planning to plot murder against the Canada citizen because the murder had already been committed. So Canada and US are pursuing India. They want India to cooperate in the investigation, but India, as you know, is belligerent. When it comes to, it's a double standard gameplay. When it comes to their own bad karma, bad deeds, they hide away, they run away, or they shy away. But when it comes to label Pakistan or anyone else in the nation as they are sponsor of terrorism, they are on the forefronts. So that's good for India because they want to sell the snake's oil, and it has been selling for last many years, 77 years or so, and they have been successful in selling the snake's oil. But folks, the thing is that they have to be having clear conscience. They must take responsibility on both ends. If they find Pakistan guilty in some terror operatives, let's say they have.